Beautiful wig. Beautiful wig. Give me a second. Let me brush it while I talk. So, today has been an easy day. What's it hard like? Today has been an alright day, like, honestly. I don't know. Like, seriously, I don't know how I feel. But today, I went to work. I do taxes. So, wait, let me see. You can see my face. You can see my face now. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. Okay, perfect. So I was doing taxes today, and I don't know. It's fun, but it's not really fun. Like, it's fun. It's whatever. I can do taxes if it's an ECW too, with like a person, or like if they have kids. Okay, if it's a W2 with kids, that will last me. If 3 kids match, couple, if they're married, that can last me 30 minutes max. Less kids, single parent, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm really quick. Like, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom. Like, it's the same thing for all of them, you know what I mean? You ask the same questions, and usually it's the same for almost everybody. Humans are fucking simple. But, okay, anyways. It's simple, but it's not. And there was this lady who came in, and she was like, I have 4 years to do. And I'm like, girly, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking do 4 years. The other day, my teacher who taught me, obviously, she wouldn't be my teacher if she didn't teach me. Give me a second. I received a message. Let me see who it is. Oh, okay, well, some other individual, new individual. Remember when I was blushing? That certain individual hasn't texted me in a while. So, you see, like, this is the shit that I cannot stand. Fucking disloyal people. Wow. Crazy. I'm trying to meet new people, make new friends, and this is a new friend I just met today. He's telling me about his day. Or not his day, but you know. Life, I guess. A little bit too much. Like, wow, okay. Crazy boy. But anyways, my hair is kind of oily right now. Like, super oily. I hate it. Oh, give me a second. You can't see me. You know what I'm going to have to do? There we go. Okay, so like I was saying, so yeah, I was doing taxes. So my teacher who taught me, the other day she was doing someone who lived at a ranch. Dude, that's a lot. That's freaking a lot. Like, okay, now let's do the other angle. The reason why I'm brushing my hair is because it gets hella oily. Like, I'm gonna have to wash it today. Right now it's 12. And by today I mean like in 8 hours, or like in 16 hours maybe. No, less than 16 hours. Maybe like 12 hours from now. No, I might be busy then. I had something to do today. Oh, I do. I have a lot of things to do today. Today's my only day off, so like, I had to like, you know, I have to do a lot of things. But I'm up right now at 12 because fuck it, you know, I don't get to fucking stay up a lot. I usually go to work from 11 to 7. I do taxes, and it's fucking a lot. It's a pain in the ass, like in the booty hole. Like, seriously, big pain in the ass, because some people don't even know what the hell they're doing, which I understand is tax work. Like, no one understands that. But wait, give me a second. Oh, my hair. But as I explain what's going on, as I explain it from one ear, it lives through the other. Like, information just like doesn't gather through people's head. And so, you know, I have to deal with that. I have to deal with people. Let me see how the fuck I look. Let me see. Give me a second. Okay. Oh, don't look like a crackhead. Me? A crackhead? Maybe. Okay. I'm looking good. Alright, perfect. Looking good, bro. Don't even. Oh, wait. No, let me bring him up. I have this one on because, you know, you never know. It's evil. It's the evil eye. Some bitches be fucking jealous. And then this, I got this one with my mom. She got a white one and I got a blue one. was my favorite color, so that's why I got this one. I think it's very cute. Okay, anyways, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. I'm drinking water. Literally me all the time. But I'm kind of done with watching. What's it called? With watching. I'm done watching like cops things. Like, let's watch something else. Let's see what else we can watch. But I'm a minor. Ooh. Okay, I think this one. How does he have fun? Oh, that seems interesting. 16 minutes. I really don't know much about the Osama bin Laden lore. Like, I really don't. I just know that he was involved in destroying the Communist Party in his country, I think. And who helped him was the U.S. government. And then whenever, they were able to take off the Communist Party, his party, Osama bin Laden, was conservative. Very conservative. So, that's all I know. I could be wrong with that too. Like, I could be a stupid bitch. That's why I'm a fucking wimpo. I don't know shit. But let's watch this.
What is up, Iwu crew? Today we are taking a look
Wait,
at
what did he
cases
call
with What is up, Iwu crew?
Literally, yeah, we're Iwu crew. Well, let's see, who is he? Splur with us. Wow. Oh, Splur with us. Oh, that makes sense. Wow, that's cute. Oh, he calls him Iwu crew. Oh.
Today we are taking a look at cases with unexpected and surprising twists. Some of these cases are so unbelievable that you just may think they are from a movie script rather than real life. But each and every one of them is 100% true.
Okay, alright.
Our first case is shocking and complicated, with more twists than you...
This is only 32 minutes. How long is the fucking is? How long is it? Or maybe it's just this case. Let me see. Oh, so... Oh, I've seen it. I think I've seen this story.
This is not your typical story of murder.
Oh, I think I've heard this one.
It is more than just one tragedy, but many wrapped up together in an almost unbelievable way. As a teenager, Sharon Marshall appeared to have the whole world open to her.
I think I've seen this case. Yeah. It's about Big Pedo. Oh my god. Okay, well, I'm already here. I might as well stay here. It's just, I don't know how to take it. It's a little too sad. Not a little. Big time sad. Ooh. What's going on? Whoa, what the hell? Where this smoke came from?
She was reportedly a lieutenant colonel in the ROTC and one of the best and brightest students in her class.
She was.
An undeniably intelligent young woman with a kind heart to match. Upon graduating from high school in 1986 from Forest Park, Georgia, Sharon had earned a full-ride scholarship to the Georgia Institute of Technology with the plan to study aerospace engineering so that she could fulfill her dream of working at NASA. Despite this incredible opportunity, Sharon never went to college, as she was harboring a secret.
I know what the fucking secret is. Okay. Wow, she was pregnant. Wow. And from her adoptive. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Was pregnant during the final months of high school by her boyfriend, who she never told about the baby. Sharon hid her secret well, and she ended up giving birth and allowing a wealthy couple from Texas to adopt the baby boy. However, the pregnancy had shaken up her life plans, and at one point, she apparently even tried unsuccessfully to run away with her boyfriend. After losing her chance to attend college, Sharon ended up...
And you'd think like, oh, she's the one being a dummy. It's a whole like what's the word? Like it's all Azul, 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 Azul. I'm not playing with you, Azul. Do not fucking leave, Azul. Azul, you fucking leave and I'll fucking... No more friskies tonight. No more friskies. It's over. No, I'm for... Well, then why are you leaving? We've had this issue multiple times. No, you're just bored. You want to watch the show with me? Come here. Come here. Come and watch the show with me. Come here. Come here. You want to hear the headphones? Here. Oh wait. Let me make him smaller. Don't get too carried away. Okay. Mamas, you need to watch it, okay? Be entertained by it, okay?
Moving to Tampa, Florida for a new start with a man named Franklin Delano.
That's her adoptive dad. I'm not joking. I'm not joking, bitch.
Floyd. Despite having moved with Frank, Sharon started to date another man, and she was soon pregnant for a second time.
I did not know that. I did not know that the first time. Do you knew that? I don't think he knew that either. Oh, I'm sorry. He can see. You might not be able to see him, but he's there. He's watching the show.
She once again never told the baby's father about the pregnancy.
Oh. So this is the baby that I know of. And so she has two boyfriends, but why aren't they the baby daddies? That's the bigger question, right, Azul? Right, Azul? That's the bigger question. Who is the baby daddy?
This time, however, she chose to keep the child and raise it with Frank. Sharon gave birth to her son Michael Gregory Marshall in 1988.
Wow, 1988. I wasn't even born then. Done? You're done watching? You're done? This is too much for you? This is too much for him. Okay, baby.
Frank and Sharon
don't go away.
had a complicated relationship.
Don't go away, okay? Stay here in the room. You already ate Friskies. You already drink water. You have the bed for yourself. What's going on? Go to the window. Look at the squirrels, okay? Oh my God. Don't try to leave. Don't try to leave, Azul. Not today. Not today, mamas. Not today. And there you go. Okay. You want to go to the restroom? I'll be back. Okay. The baby's taking a shit. I get hairs in my face. It gets annoying.
It wasn't quite clear if it was romantic or not, but the two lived together and both provided for Sharon's son Michael. Frank worked as a painter, but he frequently suffered from a bad back, and so he was rarely able to actually work. Because of this, Sharon became an exotic dancer to provide for them, but they also began to rely on welfare checks to survive. Her co-workers thought of Sharon as kind and friendly, but she was especially close to an 18-year-old co-worker named Cheryl Camesso. Despite the women's friendship, Frank and Cheryl were known to have frequent disagreements, though there were reports that the two of them may have been involved in a brief relationship.
That is crazy. From the things that I know... Okay, I'm just gonna spoil it right now. He controlled 2 minors. Wow.
On a weekend in 1989, Frank...
Her baby is 1 year old, and the other baby, I don't know.
Sharon and Cheryl went on a boating trip together, where a fight broke out between Cheryl and Frank. Following the argument, Cheryl allegedly reported Sharon to social services for misrepresenting her true income as an exotic dancer. Sharon had been hiding some of the money she made to still get checks from the government, but Cheryl's call meant that Sharon no longer qualified for welfare aid. Enraged by Cheryl's actions, Frank went to the club where Sharon and Cheryl both worked and confronted her just outside the business. Witnesses reported that Frank actually punched Cheryl in the face during the altercation.
Wow, he was a scary man. Very scary man. Look at that face. You know who he kind of reminds me of? A very well-known actor. What's his name? Okay, give me a second. Found the name. I don't really know people's name like that. I'm horrible with people's name. Like horrible. Let me see. Let me get one where he's looking at the side. Like, come on, give me a second. There really isn't one but this one. I guess this one works. Okay. This actor. Am I the only one? Am I the only one here who sees this? The resemblance? What's his name? Him. Right. Am I joking or what? Am I delusional? Am I the delusional one? Tell me the fucking truth. Right? Like the chin. It's something with the chin and the eyes and the nose. Right? Well, his chin is not that dentful. His is. Like, damn, boy. But nose, very similar. Similar lips. Like, very similar vibes. Like, if they ever made that movie, he should act as him. But he's a comedian. He was a really nice comedian. I like him. He's been in shows like, I've seen that show. I've never seen MacGruber. I should see it someday. Oh, wow, I didn't know he was in that one. He's also in, yeah, he was in that one as well, too. Oh, 30 Rock. Love that show. Oh, give me a second. My cat is out. It's done taking a shit. Give me a second. Okay, let me see. Don't look like a crackhead. Yeah, I'm a little crackhead. Crackhead energy. Crockhead. I'm a little crockhead. You crockhead. Okay, what the hell's going on? Better not look like a fucking crackhead. What's going on now? What the fuck is that? Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, it don't matter. We can continue with the show. Okay, how's my hair looking? Do I look like a goddamn mess? Let me see how much of a mess I look. Okay, looking good, but yes. Yeah. Literally same face, same everything, like wow. But okay.
Shortly after, Cheryl left her father's house to travel to stay with a friend. But when she never called her dad to tell him that she had arrived safely, he reported her missing. Her abandoned Corvette was discovered at the airport, and an investigation ensued to find the missing woman. Both Frank and Sharon were seen as persons of interest, but for years, no evidence ever arose to connect them to Cheryl's disappearance. The two quickly packed up and left the area, which only increased suspicion, especially since they started using different names as they traveled. Frank and Sharon ended up getting married in 1989, and Frank claimed it was to give Sharon's son his family name to belong to, though the couple frequently went by different aliases. Yeah. They ended up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where
Tulsa, Tulsa.
Sharon was once again working as an exotic dancer. Sharon easily made friends.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind being an exotic dancer. That seems so much fun, like so much fucking fun. I fucking wish. Like that seems so much fun. Give me a second. Oh, let me see. Give me a second. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, alright, alright. Doing what I gotta do. Bruh. Oh, literally, I fucking hate. I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm not even gonna get to it. I'm not even gonna start. I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna be that bitch. I'm not gonna be a hater. I don't hate. That's too much. That's a big word. Let me reserve that word for other reasons. But I just dislike the way certain people act on social media. Saying the truth, only speaking from the truth.
And everywhere the couple went, but no one seemed to like Frank, as he was aggressive and unpleasant. Reportedly, Frank once again got into a fight with another dancer Sharon worked with, and when the woman yelled that Sharon should leave him, he responded, "If she ever left me, I'd kill the..." Little did Frank know, Sharon was making plans to leave him for a man she had met at the club where she worked. Allegedly, Sharon would have left Frank earlier, but she was afraid of what he would do to her.
Yeah.
Or her son Michael. Before she was ever able to leave, though, Sharon was the victim of a sudden accident. She was found unconscious by a highway, and
it's like, what the fuck do you do in these situations? Like, I bet you can't, like, really... Like, even if you're in danger... Okay, first of all, we gotta say, beautiful blown air. Like, girly, you are doing magics. Like, come on, like, I fucking wish. Like, I just goddamn wish I had this girl's right now because like, oh my god, every time I look like a fucking crackhead. Right now because my hair is oily. Like, please don't look at it. Please stop. Just look at me bald. I'm a bald bitch. Okay? I'm a bald bitch. Don't look at me now. But my hair is oily at the moment. But if it wasn't, you must believe I could compete with her. Like, we would go toe to toe. Like, same face. Same fucking expression. Once again. Same fucking expression. Like, we are the same bitch. What can I say? I'm being so stupid, but anyways, okay.
It appeared as though she had been the victim of a hit and run. Frank claimed that he was asleep at the time of the accident. Though rushed to the hospital, Sharon never regained consciousness. Her friends from the club would come to visit her where she recovered, and many claimed that she was getting better, but Frank soon banned them from seeing her without explanation. 5 days after the incident, Sharon died from her injuries. But many were suspicious of Frank's strange actions, especially since Sharon seemed to be recovering before suddenly dying. The doctor was also suspicious, and based off of old bruises he noticed on her body, he classified her death as a homicide, and even said that the head injury that killed Sharon may not have been caused by a vehicle.
Wow.
Though no one could prove that Frank had been the one to run over Sharon, or that he had possibly killed her while in the hospital, many came to that same conclusion.
It's crazy how, like, in 1988, 1990s, early 2000s, cameras were fucking the worst. And even right now, like, well, no, right now there's hidden cameras everywhere. Now you're gonna have, like, a device to look for them. But back then, no cameras, nowhere. You could just fucking commit a crime right there and there.
Especially when her co-workers had been the ones to pay for her headstone, rather than Frank. Frank soon contacted life insurance companies to claim the $80,000 policy he had taken.
80,000. How much was that back then? Let me see. Let me just see. Let me see. 89, right? Okay. So supposedly, what is 800 in 1980 worth in 2024 equals down to 203,648 with 80 cents. Okay. I mean, it's reasonable, decent. So, okay, let me see. Wow, okay. Wow, okay, let's see. Okay, wait, let's see. When was the Depression? Depression? When was that? 1930. Oh, only 2 years? You gotta be kidding me. No, lies. Oh, it left. It left. It left my view. This is lies. Oh, 10 years. The longest and deepest downturn in the history of the United States since the modern industrial economy lasted more than a decade, beginning in 1929 and ending during the World War II. Oh shit, that shit lasted for a while. Wow, shit go crazy sometimes. Okay, what was the Great Depression? The Great Depression was a severe worldwide economic disintegration, symbolized in the United States by the stock market crash on Black Thursday, October 24, 1929. The causes of the Great Depression were many and varied, but the impact was visible across the country. I mean, obviously, how did the Great Depression influence people? As stock continued to fall during the early 1930s, business fell and unemployment rose dramatically. By 1932, one of every 4 workers was unemployed. Banks failed and life savings were lost, leaving many Americans destitute. With no jobs, no savings, thousands of Americans lost their homes. That has got them crazy. And 1 out of 4. Okay, that's a lot. Wow. That's fucking crazy. And that was what? Okay, so let's put 1929. Let's see what I get. Wow. That is crazy. So people that were actually millionaires then? Wait, is that a million? Yeah. Oh. That is goddamn crazy. That's crazy. Wait, so 1999 was... What? Oh, wow. So if you had $1 million in 1929, that million would become 1,005,000. So your money grew. Overall, that year, your money grew. But then 1 year later, poof, 5,000 gone. Plus more than 5,000, like 46,000, I think, something around there. Fuck. What the hell? Okay, so biggest loss here. Biggest loss from 1931 to 1935. That makes sense. And then, okay, stabilized. Okay, they were able to maintain it at 80. Okay. Alright, reasonable. And then they went up. Up, and up. You got your money back. So, wow. literally, if you, the last time that you would have seen a profit, if you would have had $1 million for 19, how many years are those? Oh my god, I'm horrible with math. Okay, 1943 minus 1931, 12 years without making a profit. If you had $1 million, you actually lost money. And then people, because you lose so much money, one person loses, we all lose. Wow, that's goddamn crazy. Did it ever went back again? 2 million, 5 million, 6 million. Wait, what's going on? Wait a goddamn second. So if your family was able to keep $1 million all throughout 1929 to now, if you actually had a good, wow, this is how you actually are able to make what's it called, Commonwealth or Family Wealth? Which one is it, Commonwealth or Family Wealth? Or generational wealth? There we go. No, it's not that one, Family Wealth. Maybe that one that would be closer. But yeah, Family Wealth or generational wealth. That's where it fucking comes from. Assets, things like investment, real estate, cash that are passed on from one generation of family to another. Yeah. Hey, hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Wow. Wow, that's goddamn crazy. Okay. A word. But nothing crazy like that. Wow. Wait, 2008. What happened in 2008? Basically nothing. Oh, wait. Yeah? And then, okay. Okay, so for 1945 to 1968, like 28 something years, small, steady growth. And all of a sudden, 20 years to growth another million. And it only took 6 years to grow another million. And then it took 5 years to grow another million. 1 year to grow to another million. Okay. 1980s were booming, or 80s were booming years. I mean, yeah. Okay, wow. Crazy shit. Okay, but we were doing something else. Wow, life is crazy sometimes. Wait. Yeah, so 200,000. Wow. Because he only saved 80,000. If it was $1 million, then yeah. Wow.
And out on Sharon, only a few months prior to her death. The problem was that Frank frequently used aliases, and so the social security numbers he provided never matched his name. After a few tries, he finally provided his real name, Frank Delano Floyd. It was then that all of Frank's lies began to unravel.
Wow.
It turned out that he had quite the criminal history. When Frank was 19 in 1962, he was convicted of abducting and assaulting a 4-year-old girl.
He was how old?
Quite the criminal, convicted of abducting and assaulting a 4-year-old girl. He was convicted of abducting and assaulting a 4-year-old girl,
God.
which resulted in him being sentenced to serve 10 to 20 years in prison. However, he escaped the mental hospital where he was first placed by stealing a vehicle. Frank's shocking story was only beginning, as the day after his escape, he robbed a bank and was subsequently captured again.
What? Stupid
In
ass.
1972, Frank was released, But almost immediately, he tried to abduct a woman from a gas station and was once again arrested. This time, however, he paid his bail but skipped his court date. A federal warrant was issued for his arrest, but he quickly vanished and began using fake names while on the run. That is, until he finally had to give his real full name to the life insurance company. Frank attempted to flee from authorities, but he was soon captured in Georgia and placed in prison to finish his sentence. For the friends of Sharon, they felt that Frank's arrest was a way to serve justice to her untimely death.
Wow, poor girlie.
During this time, Frank had reportedly given Michael to social services before he went on the run, and Michael was soon put into the foster care system, where he was placed with a loving family. However, everyone was shocked by the little boy's behavior, as he appeared to be nonverbal and would only scream and moan to communicate. Frank insisted he was Michael's father, and so the child was frequently brought to visit him while incarcerated.
What the hell?
When Michael showed hesitance to visit Frank, a DNA test was eventually performed. Even though Frank initially resisted, it was discovered that despite what Frank said, Michael was not his biological child.
What the hell?
And so
I thought I knew this story. What the hell is going on? Like, I'm fucking confused. I might be fucking wrong. I might be just dumb as fuck.
Visits were stopped. But this shocking story doesn't end here, and it was far from over. When Frank was finally released from prison in September of 1994, after serving 4 years, he started stalking Michael and his foster parents in Oklahoma. He knew he would never be given custody of the child, and so he devised a plan to take him. On September 12, 1994, Frank showed up at
Hey, my sister was born. Hey, wait, no, that's September, but 1994.
at Michael's elementary school.
Or 1996. 1996.
And demanded to see the principal, James Davis. When he wasn't allowed to take Michael, Frank pulled out a gun and threatened Davis. Michael was finally collected, all without alerting anyone at the school.
Wow.
And Frank forced the principal under gunpoint to take the two of them to an area a few miles from the school grounds.
What the hell?
There, Frank tied Davis to a tree, leaving him unharmed, and fled with Michael in Davis's truck. When the abduction was finally known, a frantic search began, but it would take 2 long months for anything to be discovered.
Wow.
Frank was found in Louisville, Kentucky, and arrested, but there was no sign of Michael. Even after extensive searches, there was no trace of what had happened to the little boy, and Frank refused to tell anyone. Talking about Michael to the police, Frank stated, "It's none of your business where he is, nor do I care how much any of you in Oklahoma miss him or love him."
What the hell? This is a psychopath, basically. But where are his parents? What the hell? Meaning, that means, what's his name? Charles? What's his freaking name? Frank.
The first of many twists was revealed during Frank's trial for kidnapping Michael. In 1995, skeletal remains were found covered in vines in Pinellas County, Florida. The remains weren't immediately identified, but an investigation determined that the victim had died from a beating and 2 gunshot wounds to the head. Later that year, a mechanic in Kansas purchased a truck at an auction, and inside he found a large envelope filled with 97 photographs depicting a woman who had been beaten and bound.
Oh my god.
The truck had once been in the possession of Frank Floyd,
What
who
the
had
hell?
stolen it while he was passing through the area in 1994, before eventually abandoning it. The photos were compared to the unidentified remains, and a wound to the photographed woman's cheekbone matched one on the recovered skull.
Whoa.
The skeleton was soon named as belonging to Cheryl Comesso. Frank was convicted.
Oh my god, his friend. He just fucking beat her up and... Poor girlie.
Convicted for kidnapping Michael, who still hadn't been found, but was classified as missing, and he was consequently sentenced to 50.
That's Frank? Ooh. Oh, yeah. Come on, look at that chin. Look at that chin. You can never go wrong with that chin.
22 years in prison. He then went on trial for the murder of Cheryl Camesso, where he was found guilty and sentenced to the death penalty. But the photos uncovered in the truck revealed something else even more shocking, bringing to light another twist in this case. The pictures also showed Frank assaulting a young girl, but these images were much older than the ones of Cheryl. A search began to find the identity of the girl. This is where the case took an alarming turn. It wasn't until 2014 that Sharon's true identity was officially uncovered. To find the truth about Sharon and the...
Yeah, this is the story that I knew. That's pretty sad.
Pictures, we have to go back. After being released from prison, and while he was on the run for attempted abduction, Frank got married in the mid-1970s to Sandy Chipman. At the time, he had used the alias Brandon Williams, and so Sandy hadn't known who he really was. The marriage was far from romantic, especially as it had begun with them tying the knot at a truck stop. Sandy had 4 kids at the time, and she herself didn't have the cleanest record.
Wow.
She left her kids in Frank's care when she had to spend 30 days in jail after being caught passing bad checks. When Sandy was finally released from prison, she found that her house was empty and her children gone. It appeared that Frank had taken them and moved. It took Sandy years to figure out where her children had ended up, but she eventually found 2 of her daughters, Allison and Amy, living with a social services group.
Wow.
Despite this, Sandy couldn't locate her oldest daughter, Suzanne, or her son, Philip. Her son was eventually found when, as a grown man, Philip came forward and had a DNA test to reveal that they were related. Frank had put him up for adoption, but what happened to Sandy's oldest daughter is even more shocking. Sharon Marshall's real name was Suzanne Marie Savargas, and she was the daughter of Sandy Chipman. In a truly alarming twist, Frank had taken Sandy's children and split them up over different social services groups, but raised Suzanne as his own daughter. Frank and Suzanne moved frequently and across several different states. Frank told many different stories to those around him about how he had come to care for the young girl, but in most, he claimed to have rescued her when she was abandoned by her parents. At this time, he was calling her by the alias of Tanya Hughes. Yet by the time that the young girl graduated from high school, she was going by the name of Sharon Marshall. It turns out that Sharon was kidnapped as a child by Frank, her own stepfather, who raised her, frequently assaulted her, later married her when she was an adult, possibly killed her, and then kidnapped her child after she died. It was a twist that investigators found too unbelievable to be real, and yet it was true.
There are fucking psychos out there. There are actual fucking psychos. Goddamn. Why didn't you say anything about my lips? Like, seriously? Fuck y'all. Every single one of y'all, like, big time, like. Yeah. Too much, too goddamn much, too goddamn much. Oh, I'm getting a little sleepy, but I'm okay. Okay.
Also revealed in 2014 was that after almost 20 years of lies, Frank finally admitted to what many had suspected by this time, that he had murdered Michael by shooting him while on the run.
Wow.
He had hidden his body along Interstate 35, but an intensive search didn't reveal anything. It was later concluded that Michael's body may have been eaten by wild hogs in the area. Frank Floyd was never found guilty of Sharon's murder, though popular consensus believes he is also guilty of this crime. To this day, he refuses to talk about Sharon's death. Frank is still awaiting his penalty for Cheryl's murder on death row.
Great. Fuck him.
Our next case is no less shocking or tragic.
Okay, now I don't know if I know this, so we're in the same boat now.
On August 24th, 1980,
Never heard
Gregory
of that.
Villemont was born to his parents, Jean-Marie and Christine Villemont. The family lived in La Panche-sur-Vaillon in eastern France, where Jean-Marie worked as a factory foreman after being promoted.
Franchi. Well, cute. Okay.
The couple had just moved into a newly built home, soon before welcoming their bright baby boy. By all accounts, the family was happy and successful. But then things took a startling turn. The Villemont family began receiving anonymous threatening letters and phone calls promising revenge against Jean-Marie. The letters and calls never specified what the sender wanted revenge for, only that they were seeking it. Over 4 years, the threats continued and expanded to include Jean-Marie's parents as well as when of Montreal was born to his on August 24th, 19 against wanted year well. Then, on October 16th, 1984, while playing in the garden, 4-year-old Gregory disappeared. Christine quickly noticed that her son wasn't on the front yard anymore and called the police. As the police began
first of
yard
all,
anymore,
I fucking love this yard. It's a little touch of here, a little touch of there, a little touch of here, a little touch of there, but everything is beautiful. Wow. So cute.
And called the police. As the police began their search, Christine drove around the nearby small village in a panic. No trace of the 4-year-old could be found. As the search continued, Gregory's uncle received an anonymous phone call that stated, "I've kidnapped the boy. I've strangled him and I've thrown him in the river Bayonne. I have my revenge." The next day, before anything could be further explored, Jean-Marie...
So there's this human being, right? There's this human being that I've met for a while, and from all the human beings that I've talked about, different person. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. This individual knows how to do one thing and one thing only, and that's about it. That's as much as I'm interested to know about him, if you can catch my drift. So I'm happy for him and everything, but it is what it is. No, well, what I'm trying to say is that what I'm trying to say is that I know this individual, right? And I don't know, I'm conflicted about how I feel about this individual, because in one hand he knows how to do one thing and one thing only, if you know what I'm talking about, and that's about it, and I don't want him from anything else, not even a friend. No, not even a friend, because even at that, whenever we have met, we meet, and then right away it's all right, bye, you know what I mean? Right after F day, right after, So I don't know. It's a little you live your life and I'll live mine, and I'm happy for you, but I don't know. I should have texted them.
Bree found a letter that appeared to be posted to them at the time Gregory was taken. It read, "I hope you die of grief, boss. Your money won't bring back your son. Here's my revenge, you..." Gregory's body was found later that day near Docelle in the Bayonne River, only 7 kilometers from his home. He had been drowned.
I don't know kilometers, I'm so sorry.
With his hands and feet bound and his wool hat pulled over his face.
Wow.
His family was absolutely devastated. The case of Gregory's murder, which horrified the French public, became known as the Affaire de Gregory. The killer was soon referred to as Le Corbeau, or the Crow. based off of a famous French film that had a similar theme to the threatening notes the family had received.
What the hell?
After intense investigation, police had a suspect narrowed down by handwriting experts who analyzed.
That's crazy. Yeah. If you're gonna write a letter and send it to that's why you gotta buy a lot of magazines so you can cut out the letters. But I feel like that's more work. But honestly, what's more work is cutting the outline of the words, not just cutting them in squares. That's a real psychopath. The run that goes through the outlines of the letters. That's a lot of fucking work. Done that before enough to write a letter. Not to write a letter, but to fucking like. I used to like decorate whenever I worked at a counseling office as a secretary. I would have to wear like try to like make decor for like sexual assault awareness or SAA awareness. I'm sorry. LGBT month, African American month, Hispanic month, all type of celebrations. I would try to like come up with. There was SA awareness month, transgender day of remembrance. There's others. Healthy relationship. It's like there were courses, not courses, but there were like classes where you would go with like people, with friends, or I think with partners. I think it was with partners, and like group therapy kind of thing. Yeah, like group therapy. So yeah, and I would write the letters and go through the outlines. That's work. That's real fucking work. That's labor.
Lies the ominous letters and a key witness statement. In 1985, Bernard Laroche, Jean-Marie.
Let me show you my baby boy. That's my baby boy.
Marie's cousin was arrested and questioned based on.
Wait, cousin?
Bernard Laroche, Jean-Marie's cousin, was arrested and questioned based on a statement from his 15-year-old sister-in-law. But Laroche denied being the Crow, and soon his sister-in-law took back her statement, saying that it had been coerced. Even though Laroche was eventually cleared and free.
Okay, because we're watching something that is French. I don't know if this is French, but I love this song. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. A lot of people would be surprised with this song. A lot of people would be surprised.
What?
Oh my god, look at that. What the fuck did I wrote? That's so fucking embarrassing. That's a flea right there. Great dance moves. Look at those dance moves. Oh, great feet. Yeah, great song. I love it. Like, seriously, like, wow, 1.4 million in 11 years. What is the average for that? Let me see. How much is the average viewing? Or, yeah. It's 1,400,000. Yeah. Boom, boom, yes. Divided by 11. Okay. That's like this many views. Yeah, a year. 100,000. Alright, it's good. Oh, that's the average viewing. It could be less in a year, or it could be more in a year. Okay, great song.
Jean-Marie stood in front of reporters and made a vow that he believed LaRoche was guilty of murdering his son and that he would kill him. But the case took another shocking twist on March 25th, 1985, when the handwriting experts determined that Gregory's own mother, Christine, may have written the threatening letter.
What the hell? Having parents that will fuck you up for the money? That is so fucked up. Alright, give me a second. I need to go back. Let me... like, what the hell? That's a little bit too much. Where's the song? Let's... Oh my god, that was too much. Oh my god, he knew how to fly. That bitch flew far.
Only 4 days later, Jean-Marie went to LaRoche's work, determined to avenge the death of his son, and not believing that his wife was guilty.
Wait, what the hell?
Avenge the death of his son, and not believing that his wife was guilty. There he shot and killed his own cousin as he was leaving the building.
What the hell?
Jean-Marie was convicted of murder and sentenced to 5 years in prison. In July of the same year, Christine was charged with the murder of their son. She was pregnant with twins at the time, but went on a hunger strike to protest her innocence. For 11 days, she refused to eat, and she was eventually freed after an appeal found that she had been convicted with flimsy evidence and no real motive.
Ooh. What's it called? Jeopardy. What is it called? Is it Double Jeopardy? Am I fucking... No. Take off those fucking caps lock. Oh my fucking god. You're gonna piss me off. Charge. It can only be charged. Is it... What is it fucking called though, bitch? I was fucking right. When I'm a genius, I'm a fucking genius.
However, Christine's tragedy wasn't over yet. As she was released, she collected...
Oh wait, but that was in France. I was gonna say French. That was in France. France. Yeah, France. France.
And reportedly miscarried one of her babies.
Aww.
She wasn't officially cleared of all charges until 1993, and Jean-Marie was released from prison after serving only 2.5 years in 1987.
Wow.
After so much turmoil, the Villemont family was still no closer to knowing who had killed Gregory. For decades after Gregory's death, the case continued to haunt France, and was reopened and re-examined with tests done to the letters, the rope used to bind him, and DNA testing on Gregory's clothing and the saliva on the stamps used to post the letters. But it was no use. All was found to be inconclusive. In 2017, the case was once again reopened, and this time there was new evidence.
He kind of looks like both his mom and dad. If I'm not mistaken, those are his both. Yeah, he has the same face for both of them. Wow. Poor child. Oh, poor baby.
The case was once again reopened, and this time there was new evidence which resulted in 3 arrests. Once again shocking France. Gregory's great-aunt, great-uncle, and his aunt were taken in for questioning, along with others, including more family members. The aunt was eventually released, but the great-aunt and great-uncle refused to speak to police at all. None were convicted.
Yeah, no.
A different trap.
I mean, you gotta fucking know that now. You know, you're not gonna speak. Even if you're innocent, don't speak to cops.
Tragedy soon struck when the magistrate, Jean-Michel Lambert, who was in charge of the first investigation, took his own life because of the pressure and criticism he faced with the case still being unsolved 33 years after Gregory's death.
Wow.
The why of Gregory's death has never been answered, but some cite jealousy within the Villemont family as a possible cause, and others suggest that the fact that the letters called Jean-Marie Boss could mean it had to do with his work.
Yeah.
Either way, no real evidence or suspect has been found, but almost everyone in the Villemont family has been under suspicion at some point.
Wow.
In December of 2020, the case was once again reopened, but this time police are determined to uncover the real identity of the Crow once and for all. New interviews have been conducted, and police are relying on a brand new technology called stylometrics, which looks at the style, syntax, punctuation, and turns of phrase used in the threatening letters to identify the killer.
Okay.
A new suspect has been identified, but so far has not yet been named. It appears that the murder of Gregory Villemont may soon be solved.
Okay. Well,
our next case is not a normal...
I hope he makes it. Well, I hope they figure that out. He makes it. Come on, Pablo. I hope...
missing persons case, and has a twist that seems too surprising to possibly be true, and yet it is. Nicholas Barclay was born December 31st, 1980, as the youngest to 2 older siblings. He had a rather normal childhood in San Antonio, Texas, but as a preteen, he started to develop a reputation as a troubled kid. Nicholas was known to have a history of fighting physically and verbally with his mother, skipping school, threatening his teachers, stealing shoes, and even breaking into a convenience store.
Wow.
By only 13, Nicholas had a juvenile criminal record for his antics.
Wow, 13. Wow. By 13, what the hell was I doing when I was 13? What the hell was I know what the hell I was doing when I was 13. I was being fucking bullied.
And allegedly 3 tattoos that his friends had given him with an unsterilized needle. At some point, Nicholas was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder. His mother was reportedly so exasperated with his demanding supervision that she asked her older son Jason to come and live with her to aid in the young boy's caretaking. On June 13th, 1994, Nicholas called home looking for someone to pick him up after playing basketball in his neighborhood. His older brother Jason answered the phone, but refused to wake up their mother, who had been working late nights, and instead told Nicholas to walk home. But he never arrived.
Wow.
Unfortunately, with Nicholas's reputation, few believed something was wrong when the 13-year-old couldn't be found. Most were inclined to believe he had run away, and he would return at some point soon. This theory was given credence by the fact that the day after he vanished, he had a court hearing to decide if he would be sent to a rehabilitation center. But still, after not returning for longer than normal, and with his mother's pleading, an investigation to find Nicholas was finally started.
Wow.
For months, there was no sign of him. The only clue was 3 months after Nicholas's disappearance, when Jason called the police to say that he could hear his younger brother breaking into their garage. Yet, when police arrived, there was no evidence of forced entry, nor any sign of Nicholas, but they couldn't understand why Jason would lie about such a thing. After years passed, the Barclay family started to come to terms with the fact that they may never see Nicholas again. That is, until this case took a surprising and unusual turn.
Okay, what is it? What is it?
Few missing children's cases end in the child being found, and yet, in 1997, 3 years after he went missing, the Barclay family was told that Nicholas had been found alive and safe. Despite this joyous news, there was something rather strange about the phone call. Nicholas was said to have been found in Linares, Spain, after having been taken by a child trafficking ring that had moved him all the way to Europe. After years of being held captive,
I've heard of this goddamn story. I think what's gonna happen. I think I know what's gonna happen.
Nicholas had managed to escape. The police told the Barclays that Nicholas had been forced to speak only French for the 3 years he was gone, and had been hurt during his time away from them. Carrie, Nicholas's older sister, flew to Spain to identify and retrieve her missing brother. Things did not go as planned, though, as Nicholas appeared afraid of his sister, especially the fact that she might not recognize him and force him to remain in Spain. When he finally allowed Carrie to come and see him, he kept a baseball hat and sunglasses on, yet Carrie said that she knew he was her brother. The two spent some time together to get reacquainted, as Nicholas claimed that he had very little recollection of his life before being taken, as his mind had blocked it out as an emotional response. When Carrie showed him family photos, Nicholas appeared to remember certain things and people, such as asking her if Grandpa was still in. Before he was allowed to return home with Carrie, though, Nicholas had to pass a test where the police showed him family photos that Carrie hadn't gone over with him, and he had to correctly identify the people in them. Nicholas only made one small mistake, and so he was allowed to return home to Texas with Carrie. Even though the Barclays were delighted to finally have Nicholas back, there were a few things that they couldn't ignore. One being the most obvious, which was the fact that their brother had been blonde with blue eyes when he was taken, but the boy who came back from Spain had dark hair and brown eyes. Nicholas had an extraordinary explanation for his change in appearance. He said that to keep his identity a secret, the people who had taken him had performed experiments to change his hair and eye color so that no one
It was 1994. People could believe anything they fucking told them.
Would recognize him as Nicholas. He also spoke with a heavy French accent, but this was explained away with his story of being forced to only speak French for the 3 years. The family was so relieved to finally have Nicholas home that they actively ignored some of the things authorities raised concerns about, and even told investigators to close the case. A film crew heard about the amazing story and asked to follow the Barclays around to document how Nicholas was adjusting to returning to his family.
Yeah.
They agreed, and that was when everything started to fall apart. A local private detective was working with the crew and became increasingly suspicious of the French-speaking, dark-haired Nicholas. He began his own investigation and took a picture of Nicholas's ears to compare to earlier.
I watched this case a long time ago, like maybe when I was like, 16? Yeah, like decades ago. And from what I've heard, we all have different ears. Like nobody's ears like the same. Like it's just kind of like our more unique than our fingerprints. Supposedly.
Photos. He found that they didn't match, and as ears don't age or change, he took his concerns to the authorities. By February of 1998, After Nicholas was back living with the Barclays for 5 months, the FBI became involved when they obtained a court order to investigate. When Nicholas's fingerprints and DNA were taken, it was determined that the man the Barclays believed to be their Nicholas was actually a 23-year-old Frenchman named Frédéric Pierre Bourdon. Frédéric was a notorious con artist with over 500 different identities, and the nickname, the Chameleon. Despite this shocking revelation, the Barclays refused to believe that Frédéric wasn't Nicholas. Even when in court, Frédéric admitted to being an imposter and pleaded guilty to passport fraud and perjury. He was imprisoned for 6 years.
The reason why they wanted to believe it so much is not because they missed their son, but because they don't want to uncover a very dark secret, which we all know what it is.
Questions swirled around this revelation. Where was the real Nicholas? How had the Barclays been fooled? And why did Frédéric do it? Though this case is utterly shocking, the imposter is not the only twist. Investigators were concerned by the Barclays' behavior during the entire incident and their willful acceptance of Frédéric. Frédéric himself later weighed into the controversy, saying that even he couldn't believe that the Barclays accepted him so easily, rousing even more suspicion of the family. Frédéric even claimed that the Barclays knew he wasn't Nicholas, but that they had all pretended and played along with his scheme, and he couldn't understand why. He reported that when he met Carrie, she had fed him knowledge about the family, telling him who everyone was and what to remember. She had allegedly helped him pass the police's test before being allowed to go to the U.S. Frédéric also said that Jason had never accepted him, nor pretended to. In fact, all he had said to Frédéric upon meeting him was, "Good luck." The phone call Jason had made 3 months after Nicholas disappeared suddenly became a clue, as police said that those types of calls aren't unusual when someone has been murdered.
Wait, what?
As police...
Oh my god, for a second right now, I just fucking blanked the fuck out. What the fuck happened? Give me a second.
Upon meeting him was, "Good luck."
Wait, okay, I missed that too.
Frédéric also said that Jason had never accepted him, nor pretended to. In fact, all he had said to Frédéric upon meeting him was, "Good luck."
Wow.
The phone call Jason had made 3 months after Nicholas disappeared suddenly became a clue, as police said that those types of calls aren't unusual when someone has been murdered, as the murderer often attempts to make it seem like the victim may still be alive after killing them.
That's fucking crazy. I mean, I feel like someone who likes... Oh. Got a message. Oh. Let me just see my stuff though. Let me see what's going on. Okay. Oh my god, tomorrow I gotta buy myself the septum. I have a piercing here, the septum one. Oh my god, I'm gonna get the little circle, because I need it, I fucking need it.
And this is exactly what the private investigator and Frédéric believe happened. He believes that the family accepted him so willingly because they had killed Nicholas, or Jason had, and were more than happy to cover it up by claiming he was the real Nicholas.
Yep.
Before Jason could be investigated, he died from a drug overdose. It is reported that he had long been battling a cocaine addiction. No other evidence appeared, and the case went cold. Frederic finished his jail sentence and went on continuing to steal identities across Europe. Nicholas has still never been found, but his story has inspired the popular Netflix documentary, The Imposter.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. No, thank you. When you're what is it? What is that fucking called? Rebrief. Let me look it up.
Well, my
Wait.
story is...
In 1980...
Shh. Oh, rebrief. No, I mean, I think I'm saying it right. Am I saying the... Okay, I might be saying the wrong word, but let's just talk about it. So, yeah, like, wow, that's fucking crazy. Like, so basically he was able to kill her. Wow. What was his name though? Like, I want to know more about the...
After playing basketball in unto the left once.
Give me a second.
Nicholas Barclay was born December 31st, 1980.
Wow,
as the
80.
youngest of two older siblings. He had a rather normal childhood in San Antonio, Texas, but as a preteen, he started to develop a reputation as a troubled kid. Nicholas was known to have a history of fighting.
Wow, so 1980. Oh, he was already 14, 1986. Yeah, he was 14. That's crazy. Wow, so if you were born in the 80s, you were 14. You were in your teen years in the 90s. That's fucking crazy. I mean, more because I was those kids. Let's see what else we can watch. What else is interesting in this world? No. Oh my god, that sounds interesting, but no, not right now. Let me see. I'm looking around. Let's see what's good out there. Okay.
Inside your skull is one of the greatest mysteries of the universe.
Yeah.
Your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Despite billions of dollars in research and countless hours spent investigating the phenomena of the human mind, we still know very little. What is
I don't want to get a fucking dent in my
Is there
head.
a consciousness?
Please God, don't give me
Is
a dent
there
in the
a
head.
reality outside of our brain? The list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, we rarely have to really ask ourselves about these topics.
I like asking myself these topics all the fucking time. But let me tell you something about thinking. Once you start thinking about stupid things, and continue stupid things, and continue thinking about stupid things, what you're making is making your brain know how to think without you even fucking wanting it to think. What I'm saying about this is that some people don't fucking think. They're just fucking vibing. You know, I could be thinking, oh, what am I gonna do tomorrow? Or like, so like, okay, one of the biggest thoughts that I've been having in the world is like, so like, if we can compress, obviously there's air right here, like in between my hands, there's air right there, right? And if I get closer, there's still like something there. There's still something there, right? There's still something there right there. So my thing is like, what is my thing that I'm talking about? Like that miracle thing of nothingness is all around the fucking universe. That's fucking crazy. And I'm like, this minute, this little space, it's just real. This real space that it's not empty space, but it's just there's chemicals obviously, but like air and blah 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 blah. But like what I'm saying is like it's just space, time, like it's here. It's real as it is billion light years away. It's happening, yet this moment is gonna take a while to get back here, and I won't even be here. That's a fucking crazy thing.
But some people have to live with these questions day in and day out.
Mm-hmm.
For sufferers of delusions, agnosias, obsessions, and inexplicable desires, what it means to be oneself and to navigate a stable world has been entirely corrupted. Historically treated as sideshow attractions, those with severe psychological issues have always been considered as reminders of the fragility and oddity that is the human mind.
Mm-hmm.
However, recent shifts in discourse has viewed those afflicted with these issues with a greater level of sympathy.
Mm-hmm.
This video will recount 15 of the strangest psychological issues. However, I would also like to remind everyone that these are real issues suffered by real people. Although the disorders may be at times humorous, this does not excuse crude jokes about the conditions themselves.
True.
This video should function not as a freak show, but rather as a reminder of the power and mystery behind human psychology.
That's true. Wow, he's very fucking smart. Wow. What is it? Sisyphus? 55? Wow, you're very fucking smart.
This video is sponsored by Brilliant.
I like Brilliant.
A fun and compelling way.
I wanted to get Brilliant, but this is the thing about myself. Like, I'm horrible at keeping up with, subscriptions. Horrible.
For students and the self-motivated to learn about math, science, and logic. Before Brilliant ever reached out to me, I actually used their service when I decided to take up psychology. One of the main requirements in psych is an understanding of statistics. Unfortunately, the dry exercise...
Stats. Fucking stats. I fucking hate stats. Oh my fucking god, I fucking hate stats. Don't fucking even start with stats. No, sir. Fuck that. I fucking... Oh. Wait, give me a second. I fucking hate stats. It's the fucking worst. But what I do like that my teacher taught me, and I got it a little bit, and I do think this is stats, but interest, I guess, bonds, where if you put money away for a bit right now, it will grow later. It's an equation that also works with stats, I think. I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But he taught me that, and I thought that was very fucking... I was like, well, that makes sense. Like, not all of it. Like, I'm horrible. But, like, the concept was concrete. It's like, at first, he was making the idea in my head, and I was like, wait. And then, concrete. Okay, makes sense.
Exercises and explanations in my textbook didn't really motivate me to learn anything. Then I used Brilliant, an interactive way to learn math, science, and computer science. This worked, and I actually got straight A's in both my stats courses. This makes sense as interactive learning has proven to help you learn 6 times more effectively than watching lecture videos. I also explored a lot of their other features. I'm really interested in science, and I found their course on Science Essentials very compelling. The course covers essential meta-theories and principles behind scientific investigation.
Yeah, a lot of people back then fucking were killed for just fucking thinking. But I'm just gonna skip it real quick. Perfect.
Sisyphus 55 to get started for free with Brilliant's interactive lessons. The first 200 listeners will also get 20% off an annual membership. At 15, there is Diogenes syndrome. Named after the infamous philosopher Diogenes. 15, there is Diogenes syndrome. Named after the infamous philosopher Diogenes the Cynic, who lived like a dog in his own filth and was well known for his one-liners. This syndrome carries a darker essence. Often associated with the progressive dementia found in the elderly or schizophrenia. Diogenes syndrome is characterized by an extreme level of hoarding with no apparent attachment to the features themselves. Those suffering from Diogenes syndrome will often act shamelessly, withdraw socially, and rarely attend to their hygiene. Wow. Unfortunately, these individuals rarely know of their condition and are only brought to treatment after catching pneumonia or a serious accident. At 14, there is conversion disorder. Those suffering display serious neurological symptoms such as blindness, paralysis, deafness, or epileptic seizures. However, upon serious medical examination, they show no signs of any physical cause to their disorder. The cause is typically attributed to serious trauma or stressors. Unfortunately, the sufferer is entirely unaware of the stressor and is usually adamant that the issue is neurological. Hence, treatment often involves an illusory rehabilitation program that would typically be used for those actually suffering from these afflictions. At 13, we have Jerusalem syndrome.
Okay.
This is an acute psychotic state in which an individual identifies them.
I would want to go to Jerusalem one day, like, for real, like, why? Because, like, you know, I love my hair right now, like, who the fuck am I? No, but I would want to go to Jerusalem because, I don't know, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, in the back of, okay, in the back of my mind, I'm like, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know there wasn't a Jesus, but maybe there was. He wasn't, you know, maybe there's three things that I think of. Well, three things that I'm like, no, two things that I think possibly are the Jesus that people see as our Lord Jesus Christ. The two options that I see is either actual person, he was just a human being who tried to implement social ideas and you know, respect others how you want to be respected. Like, that's just fucking simple math. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. It's fucking simple. You want to be treated nicely, well, treat others nicely, and it fucking works. If you don't judge others, you will feel like no one's judging you. And shrooms. I think it was a metaphor for shrooms. Maybe he was our Jesus Christ, our Lord Savior, you know? Who fucking knows? I don't know. I'm a fucking dumb bitch.
Themselves as a biblical character. The most common form of this syndrome is when a previously mentally stable person visits Jerusalem and soon enters into a state of religious delusion. However, there is some controversy as to whether this form of the syndrome can be verified.
I'm a fucking god. Is he joking right now?
Interestingly, Jerusalem averages 100 cases per year, and thankfully, the syndrome typically disappears after a short period of time. At 12,
fucking
there is visual
people.
agnosia.
Narcissist.
Yeah. Most famous in Oliver Sacks' The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, this disorder is characterized by an inability to recognize or make sense of certain objects, despite technically seeing them. Here we see the main difference between sensing something and perceiving something. Whereas those with visual agnosia can see the object, they are unable to interpret the object. In an extreme example, Sacks recounts the case of a man who quite literally identified his wife as a floating hat. In 11th place, we have depersonalization and derealization.
Wow, that's fucking crazy. Wow, so you just fucking... Wow. The mind works in mysterious ways. Wow. Like... And so people like that cannot drive because they would mistakenly think something is where they were supposed to go.
Most of us have likely learned to detach from our environment or sense of self during periods of stress. However, this disorder is far more constant and manifests as feeling as if one is not attached to themselves or the environment around them. Sufferers may feel like they are not real or that nothing is real. Objects may appear colorless or flat. They may question their own existence.
Wow.
At 10th, we have...
There was one period of my life, whenever I was in college, freshman year. It makes sense. I mean, it makes fucking sense. Who didn't feel like that whenever they were in freshman year? Come on. Come on, fucking God.
Of Truman disorder. If you haven't seen the movie The Truman Show, it's about Truman, a man who's living a perfectly normal life, except one thing. His entire life is a TV show, and everyone he knows, including his wife and best friend, are all paid actors who are in on it. Everyone knows except him. Strangely, some who have watched the film began to grow paranoid that their own lives are being watched by millions.
Wow, that's crazy.
Psychiatrists argue that the disorder is an attempt for the patient to explain why the world may suddenly change in an inexplicable way. This disorder may simply be a variant of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
At 9th.
Yeah. Yeah, a version of it for sure. That makes sense. I can't say that word. I've always messed up the word. Can you say it one more time?
This disorder may simply be a variant of schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. Oh my god, why didn't no one mention that I'm fucking oily? Like a fucking... What? Like a crackhead. Oh my god, no one fucking mentioned anything. That's fucking rude, seriously, like... Wow. Fucking rude as fuck. But, yeah. Can you repeat it one more time?
Inexplicable way. This disorder may simply be a variant of schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia. Yeah, it's not a joke, seriously. It's not a joke. Schizophrenia is not a joke. It's fucking crazy, like... It's just fucking crazy. Like, you'll start oh my fucking god, dude. Let me just fucking watch. You start thinking that nothing's real. Wait, and nothing was real until I met you. I feel like we connect, and I really get you. Oh, Fiona.
9th, there is apotemnophilia, the desire to mutilate parts of the body. Displaying similar symptoms to OCD, the disorder is characterized by an obsession to remove a limb. Although the desire may stem from some sort of sexual origins, some cases reveal that the obsession may also be wrapped up in a sense of identity. In 8th place, we have walking corpse syndrome. Also known as Cotard's syndrome, the symptoms can include severe social withdrawal, a refusal to eat, and hearing voices from the dead telling them that they have died. In severe instances, individuals will ask to be taken to the morgue. The causes typically involved more
dementia, migraine, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, strokes, bleeding that happens outside of the brain because of severe brain subdural bleeding. Fuck, dude. And you know what's fucking crazy? I've been watching those TikTok videos of like, let me see if I can find them. Give me a second. Let me show you. Like all of these ones, I've been watching this ones, and I'm like you might think, oh, nothing's happening. Like this is very small. Right there, his spine. Shit, it's not easy to. Oh, he falls from this one. Ooh. Oh, poor guy. Oh my god, his spine went. Oh, no. You only have one spine. You can't be playing those games. Oh. Golly, that fucking shit hit him right in the fucking spine. And you know what's fucked up? Well, you know what you should be thankful for? Well, I don't fucking know. But I think that's Mandarin. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But that's not in the United States. And you know what? In the United States, in the early 2000s and late 90s, you would have been given, what's it called? Fuck, I fucking made a fucking project about this bitch. It's not ibuprofen. Oxycontin. Oh, they would have given you Oxycontin like a motherfucker. Big Oxycontin fan. You would have been a big Oxycontin fan. Oxycontin. Come on, girlie. Yeah, that's a stupid one. Oh, no, don't even. Dude, wow, look at all this. Like no lie, like, I would, like, without looking at here, like, if you cover this, like, let's see. No, go back. I want to see. Okay, so, let me grab this one. So, if I were to just see this part, I would be like, that's real. Like, that's fucking real. Like, where are we now? Like, this is a real place. You know what I mean? Oh.
听到是基坑内。
Oh, I don't think that's a song that I can use. Copyright music.
Severe underlying medical issues. In 7th place, we have Alice in Wonderland syndrome. Somewhat similar to derealization disorder, the patient feels as if they are in a dreamlike state. They experience an altered perception of their own body image, time, and space itself. They may hallucinate and experience an altered sense of speed when moving. The syndrome is named after the psychedelic Lewis Carroll book. At 6th, we have dissociative identity disorder. Historically termed...
I was a big, huge Alice in the Wonderland fan. Like, big, huge. I love this game. I love this fucking game. Oh, it was through what? Oh my god, it was the fucking best game ever. Like, seriously, like the best game ever. Okay, the best I can show you is this. Great. Amazing. Never seen before. Beautiful game. Amazing game. Amazing fucking game. Let me just show you some of the play. Oh, let's see.
Yep. Here's not you know how to communicate.
Okay, like, it was kind of like this. Thank you, Elisan, for having the video. It was such a great game. Great. Great fucking game. It's not like in the good area. Like, it's not there yet. It's not fucking there yet. Let me see. There's another one. Perfect. Come on. I don't have all day now. I don't got all day now. Come on. Okay, so nothing. That's this one now. Yeah.
The spade door and get into told you what does that do?
Yeah. It was a great game. Loved it. Okay.
Multiple personality disorder, DID is characterized by the presence of 2 or more distinct identities. There is typically a host identity, which is the identity most frequently encountered and carries the person's legal name, and the alter identity. Interestingly, the identities can be aware of each other or be entirely unaware. The cause is thought to be due to childhood trauma, but a more recent sociocognitive theory suggests that clinicians' inadvertent suggestibility has caused DID. In fifth place, we have boanthropy.
Wait, what do you
has
mean by
caused
that? Clinicians' inadvertent suggestibility. Oh, so like that voices in like not the voice in your head, but basically like the nice angel between the like the little devil on the side and the angel on the side, and they start becoming their own characters.
DID. In fifth place, we have boanthropy, the belief that one is a cow or ox. The sufferer will typically act out being a cow by munching on grass and roaming around in a field. Interestingly, this disorder appears to come up in the Bible, in which a boastful king goes insane and lives like a cow for 7 years. What could be stranger than thinking you're a cow? In fourth place, we have clinical lycanthropy, in which the sufferer believes themselves to be a werewolf. Symptoms can include the pairing of you're a cow.
Wow. So a lot of air stays here, so flows to its body, flows, and it stays here. Wow, that's fucking crazy.
Now, in fourth place, we have clinical lycanthropy, in which the sufferer believes themselves to be a werewolf. Symptoms can include the pairing of somatosensory aberrations, such as believing oneself to be growing hair, and strange thoughts, such as the belief that one is about to transform into a werewolf. At third place, we have Capgras delusion. Typically, the patient becomes convinced that a family member or somebody close has been replaced by an imposter.
Oh, I had this once, but I immediately was like, come on, Pablo, stop being stupid. Stop. Literally, I'm stupid all the time.
This leads to extreme distress, and the patient may actually act out violently against their own family. It is thought to be caused by a miscommunication between the visual cortex, which identifies people, and the striate, which attaches an emotional response to identification.
You saw that goddamn brain? Look at that brain.
The striate, which
look at all that jumbo jungle.
Which attaches an emotional response to identification. At second place, there is the phenomenon of phantom pregnancies. The patient, who is often obsessively terrified of becoming pregnant, will suddenly experience an end to their periods, cravings, cramps, and may even have their belly grow. Queen Mary Tudor is thought to be an historical example of this disorder.
Wow.
Finally, in first place, there is Koro syndrome. Largely present in Asian societies and typically onset in epidemics, Koro syndrome is characterized by an obsessive fear that one's genitals are shrinking or retracting within the body, and that the end of this process will lead to death. Mass hysteria of genital shrinkage has also been reported in Africa and Europe. Sufferers may use a clamping device to relieve themselves of their anxiety, although this will likely result in hospitalization. Thank you.
Alright. Seems legit. Alright, well, yeah, thanks. I think this is a great way to stop. And I think we should just end it with a little bit of you know who?
What?
She's resplendent, so confident. Lesson.
Well, let me see what this.
I realize I'm hypnotized. Lesson. I hear the moon singing a tune. Lesson. Is she divine? Is it the wine? Lesson. I don't know.
Summer, all I know is la sé.